Early voting begins in just a few weeks for the New York City mayoral election, and this is a race that really has people around the country watching. A new Quinnipiac poll out yesterday found that Zohran Mamdani is still the front runner with 46% support, but with Eric Adams, the current mayor, out of the race, a majority of his backers have shifted toward former Governor Andrew Cuomo. As you see, he has 33% support, while Republican nominee Curtis Sliwa trails behind at 15% of likely voters supporting him. Meantime, a new article published this week in the Free Press says that within the ranks of the NYPD, some officers are concerned about what a Mamdani administration might mean for the force. The outlet spoke to career cops who say they might quit. Olivia Reingold, a staff writer at the Free Press who wrote that article, is here with me now in studio. And we should know the Free Press, like CBS News, is owned by Paramount Skydance. Olivia, welcome. Great to have you with us here. Let us know who you spoke with on the force and how they feel about what might be a Mamdani mayoralship.
So, as you mentioned, these are cops across the political spectrum who share one thing in common, which is they say that if Mamdani is elected, and it really seems like that is going to be the case, they're thinking of retiring. Some are planning on it. You know, these are career cops, as you said, who have 19, 20. I even spoke to one cop who has 34 years on the job, and they say that if the keys are handed over to Mamdani, they're just not going to feel protected in the way that they need to. They already say that the threat of a lawsuit is so imminent if they use any force that they feel like the only thing left to do at this point is just sit in their cars. So, you know, this is a trend that has been going on all the way back to de Blasio, and they just say they can't take it anymore.
And your article notes that the police force itself has had a challenge in hiring, in recruiting, in keeping membership up. This is the largest force in the country. Mamdani did lay out a plan to hire social workers as part of community policing and protection, and they might handle calls that officers typically handle. And he spoke with CBS News New York's Marsha Kramer about this. Let's listen to that.
We have asked police officers to be the ones responsible and to respond to that, even though these are the same officers who signed up to respond to shootings, to respond to murders, to respond to serious crimes across our city. So our vision for a Department of Community Safety, the DCS, is that we would have teams of dedicated mental health outreach workers that we deploy to the 100 stations with the highest levels of mental health crises to respond to those incidents and get those New Yorkers out of the subway system and to the services that they actually need.
On that specific point, how did the officer you spoke with feel about that?
The officers I spoke with said they're open to the idea, but the sentiment is essentially good luck. You know, that this is a pretty tall order. The idea that these extremely mentally troubled individuals, let's say in the subway, could be handled by a psychological worker, they think is a tall order because often crime does go hand in hand with these things. Sometimes individuals in the midst of psychosis can be dangerous. And they're also, as you mentioned, there's a staffing issue already. I think they're saying good luck because they're wondering where are these highly trained individuals going to come from?
And in your article, too, it notes that a lot of these officers are trained specifically to maintain safety and to protect others. And so there's a kind of a disconnect there. You know, the plan Mamdani calls for sounds what a lot of progressive candidates are calling for nationwide when it comes to community policing. That does not seem, though, to have even gained traction post-pandemic. So is this a bellwether? What does it tell us about the national picture?
Right. So Mamdani is walking a tightrope here. You know, he previously called the NYPD racist, even anti-queer, and he has since walked back those statements. But yeah, as you mentioned, this is really a bellwether for the future of the Democratic Party. All signs point to the fact that Mamdani is likely to be our next mayor here, and how he governs. If he does end up apologizing to NYPD, which he has said he's considering, it doesn't seem like he has done that outright yet. It's going to be a huge test to see whether or not the Democratic Party really has outgrown outgrown this defund the police stance.
And as your article notes, he wants to reform the Community Civilian Complaint Review Board, which also oversees what the police do.
Right.
It's a fascinating read. Olivia Reingold, thank you so much for being here. And we should note CBS News did reach out to both the NYPD and the Mamdani campaign for comment, and we have not yet heard back.